two miserable individuals.
I wasn't trying to serve nobody but me. The focus was on me. I had to prostitute. I had to steal. I had 3 brothers. All of those are dead by gunfire. When you in the streets, there's no love, there's no trust, there's no respect, there's no honor. And you have to relearn those things.
I had been involved in substance abuse.
I'm a recovering addict. I've been clean now like maybe 14 years.
We were actually living in squalor. We had holes in the roof. We didn't have any furniture.
Roof would leak, no heat sometimes, no water sometimes. So it was horrible.
It was a last-ditch approach. My wife decided to let the missionaries in, and it changed our life tremendously. My wife came that first Sunday, and just the look on her face and the glow, she said, "This is it. I know I found the right church." She said, "You come to church with me next Sunday. If you don't like it, I'll never ask you to come to church again." Now, I'm an avid sports fanatic, especially Sunday football. So I said, wow, this is the opportunity of a lifetime to go to church once and not have to go ever again. I had made my mind up that whatever they did, it wasn't going to be worth me missing my football season. So I kind of listened in on the lessons, and they was talking about a Joseph Smith. And the elder said one thing that have always stuck with me. He said, "Don't take my word for it, Brother Black. You pray and ask God yourself if this is the true church." And I said, wow, that's the first time someone has gave me that one. So I came into church that Sunday, and you might not see my eyes watering, but every time I share this testimony, I can feel the Spirit of the Lord, because it was such an amazing thing that I couldn't deny it. I couldn't tell it, no, I don't believe it. It was just such an awesome experience to feel the love of God when I walked into the chapel and everybody hugging you and saying, welcome. So I gave up my football and joined the church. A complete turnaround. Once we got involved in the church, the blessings just haven't stopped. Health-wise, financially, just, our whole life has been touched. And not only our life, but our families' lives have been touched through us by us becoming members of the church.
It's just allowing me to build a whole better me. I don't know how else to say it. Everything about me has changed.
The church gave us hope that we had seemed like we had lost somewhere along the way. You could live in destitution for so long that you just feel like this is it.
Coopers, they are wonderful people. I tell them every Saturday or every Sunday when I see them, they do things, service. They come every Saturday, take out their time and come to help me or help us learn about computers.
We decided one good way, not only to give them some resources they need, but to just start to interact and become better friends and part of the local group, would be to teach a computer class. They all come to the church with their laptops. We've taught them those basic skills, and now we've set it up so that we could actually teach the class from our home, and they can stay home in their homes, and yet we're all together on the internet talking and looking and learning how to do the next thing.
I love the Coopers. They're outstanding people. He's very helpful. Matter of fact, I'm not sure whether he gave her the referral or helped her find the referral for her first job.
I went back to school, I got my GED. I've gotten a job. I've never worked a steady job. I started to go to ITT Tech. I don't know how else to say it. Everything about me has changed.
She's blossomed because rather than dwelling on her faults, she now looks at her attributes.
We've raised my children, her granddaughter, Aviana, our niece, and now we're raising Sanaya. It's like 3 generations. As you can see, we don't have a whole lot material-wise, but our heart is full of warmth and our home is full of joy and peace, because that's what the world is about. As a child, because we didn't have a lot, I thought if we got a lot of things, that would make me happy, but that wasn't it. I had to return to my roots, back to the Lord, and now I'm happy. And we have enough to fulfill our needs and maybe even to help others.
My niece is the light of my life. I do feel proud that we're able to show her love now, that we have a place, a safe haven for her to come. Years ago, that would not have been possible for her to be here. The lifestyle that we were living, it was impossible to even think for the next day, let alone the future. So this is a great blessing to be able to have family close and to be married. I'm truly blessed to have my husband in my life. I found a man who loves me for me. I would never imagine me, of all people, having a normal life.
The Capuchin Soup Kitchen started in 1929 when people started lining up on the sidewalk outside of St. Bonaventure Monastery, asking for help in feeding their families during the early days of the Great Depression. And so we've been feeding hungry people ever since. So that's, 86 years of service actually to the community. We do about 500,000 meals a year, which figures out to almost 2,000 meals a day.
If you've ever been desperate or in despair, you can see it on the face of others when you see them. I have a lot of empathy in my heart today when I see it, and I want to help.
Monday through Friday, I go to the soup kitchen. The simplest things is service to me. Sharing my hopes and my dreams and even my bad past can help somebody.
Our spirit has been lifted so much, that we reach out to others, and we look forward to service at the soup kitchen. I have a meeting there for people with substance abuse problems, and it's because I've been there and I can understand what they're going through. I used to eat there in the midst of my madness.
People who have benefited from services, in the past, sometimes those are the most credible people out in the neighborhoods, because other people here can see that this person has done well and that it is possible to change and it is possible to live in a different way, and that there are possibilities and that they have the power within them to do better.
When I got my life together, I just thought it was amazing how God placed me right back there to do service work. I still see people that I grew up with that's still struggling, and I'm hoping to be that beacon of hope for them, that you don't have to live like this, brother. You can change.
I think it's maybe a human desire to give, not to just take, to give as well as to receive.
At the end of the day, you can say, yeah, I did it. I made a difference.
You can hear something 1,000 times and it'll go right over your head. And then God will touch your spirit and you'll hear it one time and say, oh, it's like a light come on.